Hi, this is Diane from DNA Woman. Today I wanted to have a serious talk with you because I've read a few articles in reference to skin cancer. And I am highly concerned with what I've read. And I believe not all of us get the opportunity to read the information or go seeking for it. I happen to be in the skin business, so I go looking for information that I can provide for you. One of the things that I found out recently that is really kind of disturbing, but it's a reality, is that ultraviolet lights could possibly be causing problems for women that are getting their nails done. Now, this was not the case that I read. What I read was that non-exposed skin in African American women is now being known to uh, have cancer in places that's not visible to the sun, that covered places. And they also blamed it on ultraviolet lights. Well, I know, as a matter of fact, there's one area and one thing that I do that I use ultraviolet lights for, and that's getting on tips on my fingernails. And that concerns me because if you're going there every week, just like your skin is exposed and you get lines and wrinkles based on things that happen to you, so will you get cancer based on things that happen to you. So if you're exposing yourself because you're putting on tips on your nails over and over again, you are exposing yourself over and over again to ultraviolet lights because that machine sits right here and it touches the area that is not exposed. Now, am I telling you not to get tips? No. I'm telling you that when the lady turns on the machine and wants you to stick your hand up under it, tell her no. Tell her you would prefer that they dry naturally so that your skin and you will be protected. And of course they're going to say it's not going to harm you. But trust me, these are nail technicians. They are not doctors. So be your own advocate. Now, you may hear in my voice that I'm a little disturbed by this news because I feel that there's a lot of things on the market that people are not telling us about. And one of the other things that you're aware of, but we tend to not say no. You know, we'll go to the doctor and the first they want to do is an x-ray. Or you go to the hospital and they want to take you over to x-ray. You know, it could be your foot, it could be your hand, but you're going to go get an x-ray. We have got to learn to articulate what's wrong. Know your body, know your skin, know your face. Notice when something is different and talk to your physician about that. I'm not telling you to always refuse an x-ray, but when you think you know what's wrong, articulate that to your doctor. I can guarantee you on numerous occasions my doctor would say, "Oh, Diane, you have a sinus infection." And I knew I did not. Or, "Diane, you have a cold." And I knew I did not. What I had was an allergy. But because he doesn't know me, I had the same thing that everybody else had. Not to say that he's a bad doctor, but to say that sometimes a like symptom could be something totally different. And in this case, in the study that I read, ultraviolet lights causes skin cancer. And it's been shown specifically in African American women that are exposed to ultraviolet lights. That's not to say that it doesn't happen to Caucasians or other people. This study was particularly showing that African American women do get skin cancer too, and the cause was from ultraviolet lights on clothed parts of the body, which means it had nothing to do with the sun. It had to do with the ultraviolet that they were exposed to. A lot of women that I know get tips on their nails, or they'll get, hardener on their nails so their nails will grow, whatever. I would get tips on my nails so that they would be longer. I recently had them removed, and I now am letting my own grow out. And from my standpoint, They look just as well. They're not as long, but I'm taking the risk out of being exposed to ultraviolet light on a weekly or every 3 weeks basis. Fortunate for me, I was unemployed. When I'm unemployed, I don't wear nails, right? But this taught me that you can still have nice nails. You just have to understand that you can use other things, or you don't have to be put under that ultraviolet light. You can ask her to let you go sit in a chair and let them dry, because you have to decide if 3 minutes is different than really 5 or 10, and if that's a matter of your life. I'm bringing this up because I have a high concern for women and men that are put in the positions of, taking x-rays or exposed to things that can cause you harm. I'm not saying that you should never do these things. I'm just saying that we need to start thinking about what we're agreeing to and come up with our own decision to be treated. Especially when it says this can cause cancer, this can cause death. There are numerous times when I was given medicine and it says this can cause a stroke or a heart attack or death. I don't take that medicine. I tell the doctor, you have to find something else that I can use. I'm not going to take something that's going to cause me other problems. And trust me, many of the medications that people are on cause other problems. And we need to start taking a look at that. We need to start looking at what is really causing the issues. There are many doctors that are now studying the cause and effect of problems. And that's where that's where my heart is. I like to understand what causes the problems. So I'm in the business that I'm in because I like to understand, why do people get lines and wrinkles? This doctor was, well, why are people getting cancer? Well, because it was skin cancer, I wanted to research it. I wanted to be able to tell you what you should or should not do, so that at least if you don't go and read that article, someone's told you, and you can tell your friends, and they can tell their friends, and the word gets out. Trust me, that does not mean you should not go get tips on. I made that decision for me. What I do say is, if you have to, sit off to the side. I still wouldn't put my hands under it. That's your choice. Or better yet, let them dry naturally, or they have those little fans. Stick your hands in front of the fan for 5 minutes and call it a day, and tell them take their machine and throw it away. Because you should not want to harm yourself at all. That brings me to my next subject, and I'm going to finish this up here shortly. X-rays. Be very careful when you get an X-ray. A lot of doctors will say, well, it's a little bit of exposure here, but everything adds up. I tell people that come to me, you get a line and wrinkle, and it didn't happen because it happened overnight. A lot of people go, when I turn 40, I'll probably have lines and wrinkles. Well, you will if you don't take care of yourself. In a week from now, I'll be 56. I don't have lines and wrinkles because I know what causes them. And that's what I teach, and I teach how to prevent them, and I teach how to remove them. And I want you to think about your life that way, preventative. What can you do to prevent things from happening to you? Cancer is a serious thing. Skin cancer is even worse. You should put protection on your skin at all times. Winter, summer, spring, and fall. Doesn't matter where it is, whether it's snowing or sun is out. The sun is the sun is the sun. If you're black, white, purple, blue, or gray, I don't care what color you are, put protection on your skin. It's critical. Many people wonder why they get things, and then they don't understand their exposure over and over and over and over and over again causes them problems. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit overly passionate about this, but I care that we begin to understand the harm that could cause us as individuals, men and women. Men, don't take this lightly. Tomorrow I have a new thing to talk to you about, which I believe You probably don't even know, and you're not doing. So check back in. Thank you.